MEP consultants to see how premises are kept safe. Now, I would like to have it a more interactive session. Would you like to live or work in a premises that has never had a fire accident? How many of you are here who would like to be in such a place? Only few of them. Okay. Now, I thought it was a sure yes answer. If your answer is yes, we are sure we can make premises very safe. It was about a few months ago that we had an occasion to present to the department about Ignicop, which is a product which saves lives and property. And we have worked with many brands. In fact, the safety, EHS and facility managers of all these brands trusted us and have installed this product. I'll come to what that product is. Those of you, I definitely met some people from the residential segment here. I met people from hospitals. I met people from industries. All my friends in the audience. See, we are talking about high-rise buildings. Today, both Director Sir and ADFS Sir has talked about buildings. And the most recent application for the highest building is 235 meters. And when you are expecting fire safety, firefighting to be done at that height, we also need to have a heart. Because the firefighters are also our colleagues, our own brethren. And how do you expect really a firefighting to be done at that height? I'll just come to that. This is Bhavia's Tulsivanam, where we have installed Ignicop, and that place is now protected from fire. I'll just show you how. This is a residential complex. This is SRMT mall and multiplex, and they have integrated this with the fire station closest to their plant. This is where all your Unilever tea, coffee is produced. They trusted us. The building that you are seeing is protected with Ignicop. Basavatarakam Cancer Hospital here in Hyderabad, closer to this place. Shankar Netralaya, Chennai. This is the one that recently KTR Sir has inaugurated, the Sparsh Hospice. Bhavia's, this is Bhavia Cements, the plant near Guntur. Quality Walls in Lucknow. West Side, the new upcoming mall and multiplex at Gachibowli. Godrej at Pondicherry. Huel Life Sciences, this is a medical equipment company in Patancheru. Amazon near Medchel. So these are all the premises where we have installed Ignicop, and they are very sure now that fire cannot happen. Or fire, even if it happens, how? These are some of the testimonials that we got from Nexon. These are from the software companies Audrey and Trigeo. Now, just be a part of a quick demo. I would request my colleagues to do a demo. See, it's a very simple thing. If a fire is given, within 5 seconds, the stakeholders get an SMS. Within 10 seconds, they get a phone call. And what you're seeing on the browser there will turn red. Actually, we could have connected to this, but it's okay. Can somebody light it here? Yeah. Yes. So the fire is detected. The stakeholders will get an SMS. I just picked up 2 people from the audience who were there early. So you got an SMS?
Yeah, I received.
Okay. Can you read out the SMS, what it is, please?
Yeah, sure. I received message basic elements, FAS. The smoke is detected and RTC date is mentioned and time is mentioned. Precisely.
So when in the SMS you find the date, the time, and this device monitors your system every 30 seconds. It is like an ECG on your system. And you will also get a phone call. Did somebody else get an SMS? Hello? Yeah, if you got a phone call,
yeah, actually,
you can just put it on speaker. Thank you. So what you have seen is the fire alarm system is activated. There was a small fire that has been put. It is detected. It is informed by way of SMS and phone call. The main stakeholders get the SMS, get the phone call. And especially when we are talking about high-rise buildings, when we are talking about industries which are into acres, when we are talking about premises where the footfall is very high, these are the places where you need to see. And you must have seen on the screen, it was green earlier, it has turned red. Can you lift the laptop for the benefit of everybody? So it has turned red. So those of you, it was green earlier. We have used very simple. In fact, if you have seen basic elements, our philosophy is simplifying fire. We have used traffic signals. Red means you have a problem. Green means everything is fine. Amber means you have an issue with the signals. So it's as simple as that. So this is what is Ignicop. And this is not only for the fire alarm system. If you reduce pressure, suppose there are two things. If you reduce pressure, means you are not ready for firefighting. In fact, Director Sir in his opening remarks said, for the sake of energy, people set up systems and they don't maintain it. So when maintenance is not there, you are as good as not ready for firefighting. So means basically if the pressure is not adequate, obviously you are not in a position to fight fire. So even if you reduce fire, it is the same message. You get an SMS that the pressure is inadequate. Or sometimes in summers, especially in industries, this is not a problem in high rise, but in industries, if you see where you have a very long pipeline, the pressure goes up to 19, 21. Just for your information, the red pipes that you see, the hydrant pipes, the burst pressure is 21 kilos per centimeter square. And some industries touch this. And they virtually, that is why the hose reels keep leaking, the sprinklers get burst, even when there is no fire, unnecessary giving false alarm and unnecessary raising the blood pressure. So how does this system work? Very simple. You have Ignicop. You have the fire hydrant system. I'm sure most of you are conversant. If there's a hydrant system, whether the pressure increases there or pressure decreases there, you have an alarm. Fire alarm system, if there is a instance, immediately it is communicated. It is not that there is no engineering. This is configured for nitrogen flooding, for CO2 flooding, for LHS cables. Suppose even before the LHS, even if the temperature rises there, Ignicop indicates. And especially for those of you who are coming from the residence, hotel, and the places where there is multiple occupancy, this is something that you should seriously consider. I'm very quickly wrapping up. You must have seen this WhatsApp video of the Bangalore fire. Unfortunately, that lady died. Most of you must have seen this also. This is I picked up from WhatsApp, where they have a complete system, but because of lack of maintenance, this person actually has given a very detailed press interview. And this is a fire accident in Mumbai, and this is something that happened very recently, but in this week, about 4-5 days back in Akiratipalam, where people were charred to death. Are we in a position to prevent this? We are all individuals sitting in this room are in a position to prevent this. If you understand this one graph, you understand fire safety. See, when you look at this graph, time on the y-axis and the heat release on the y-axis. If you understand this, as the fire normally, unless it's case of an explosion of a blast, normally it doesn't happen. It is in the incipient stage, and then it goes to the blaze stage. Then it grows and blaze stage, and then it dies on its own. If you understand fire in the incipient stage, we will not be troubling these people. And this is exactly where Ignicop acts. In the incipient stage, the moment there is something, you get an alert, whether it is your hydrant system, your sprinkler system, fire alarm system, gas suppression, whatever. We can connect it to anything. If you start, that is where I'm talking about from religion to responsibility. All of us need to be responsible in the incipient stage. If we start acting on this and install this and understand what we are going to do, I'm sure we are saving a lot of trouble, because he talked about loss of lives, he talked about national loss, about 1,500 crores. Are we not responsible? We are all responsible. Once we start acting responsibility, we will be preventing this. This is the small, this is also, I make it very simple. Actually, if you understand your industry, if you are in hotels, your hospitals, if you understand the severity of impact on the x-axis and the potentiality of a fire accident to occur, if you understand this, you will understand your risk assessment map. What Ignicop does is reduces the risk velocity. It gives you instantaneous information so that you don't get into an incident doesn't become a hazard. This is the risk pyramid. Those of you, I'm sure all of you are pretty well educated and you all understand this. Instead of it converts, it stops from an incident converting it to a hazard. Ignicop makes it a near-miss accident or an unsafe act. So you have seen, actually this is about the product, you get an SMS within 5 seconds, you get a phone call within 10 seconds. You can watch it on the browser. This is exactly how you see it. Suppose you have multiple, suppose you have 15 or 20 installations in Hyderabad or branches. This is how it looks. Sir, this is our wish that we want to create a control room where once we have about 500 installations, we want to sponsor a control room where you can see all the 500 installations on one screen sitting in your office. So a phone call can, even if somebody is not maintaining the system well, a phone call can go and say, because you will see only red, I am not putting the phone calls and SMS to you, otherwise it will become a mess. So you just, once that our wish to set up this control room so that Hyderabad becomes a very fire safe place. You can, to get in touch with us, you can scan, take a photograph of this particular slide, you can scan so that, or you can drop a message. We will definitely get in touch with you, and as the director sir has said, we provide a lot of value to what we give, and I'm sure you all will be happy. We are ready for installation now. For more details, you can visit our website, basicelements.in.